Welcome, be the change, be your own best friend. I wanted to ask today, want to make a video about what is your highest potential in this next birth year. So whenever your birthday is, like if it's a while till your birthday, then you have time to adjust towards these energies. If it's your birthday is just coming up, then you can look at what can you start on your birthday. How can you maximize this next birth year, like this next year in your cycle? And how can you best take advantage of the energies that is coming through? So let's see. I'm going to take 3 piles. We got pile number 1 with emotions. We got pile number 2 with child. And we got pile number 3, forgiveness. All right, beautiful. We got pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3 with forgiveness. And we are asking, like, what is your highest potential for this next birth year? We got pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. And we're going to pick the oracle cards. And beyond Lemuria, I'm going to pick what is your highest potential in this next birth year? So we got pile number 1, we got pile number 2, and pile number 3, and we got Mythic Oracle. What is your greatest potential? What is your highest potential? What is your greatest potential? What is your highest potential for this next birth year? What is your highest potential for this next birth year? 2 came out, so we're going to keep them. Pile number 2, pile number 3. And then we're going to go ahead with the tarot cards. So what is your highest, your greatest potential in this next birth year? Pile number 2, pile number 3, what is your highest potential in this next birth year? Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, number 3. What is your greatest potential in this next birth year? We all always have available to us energies, potentials, things that we can set into motion, things that we can work on it, things that we can change. Is there anything you would like to look different the next time your birthday comes around? Is there anything that you would like in your life to be different? Then you can start working on it now so that you can implement it into your life. And then you are creating and co-creating beautifully. The outcomes, if you should choose to lean on these energies and to do the work that is required for growth in that area, these are going to be potential outcomes. And so we got pile number 1, emotions and Saint Dymphna, something like that. We're going to figure out who she is and what she did. And we got pile number 2 here with child and guardian angel. And we got pile number 3 with forgiveness. And there you are. And I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. What would this next, so there's this next step in your journey. This next birth year in your journey. How can you kind of rebirth yourself, or what can you do to rejuvenate your life? What can you do this next birth year in your life, this next stage of your journey? What can you do to enhance the quality of your life, to open up for new possibilities, to make sure that you are on the track that you would like to be on this journey? You got drawn to the card of emotions, and emotions are, they can be beautiful, they can be ugly, they can be terrifying, they can be overwhelming, they can be dirty, they can be pure, they can be light, they can be intense, they can be passionate, they can be so many things. Our emotions can be so many things. And so here we are, little humans on planet Earth, hopping around on planet Earth. Pile number 1, here you are, hopping around on planet Earth, having all that stuff going on inside. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can handle this. I think I need to stuff it down a little bit. I think I just need to ignore that emotion or stuff it down a little bit so that I don't have to focus on all these things, because I have a task at hand that I have to do it. And I can't do it with all these emotions going on. So I'm going to lock it down for a little bit. And so we go about in our lives and lock things down. And then we don't understand eventually, like, don't understand, why am I so disengaged in this? Or why am I not going into this? Why am I not feeling this more? Why am I not this? Why am I not that? It creates confusion, because all of a sudden this powerful tool that we have to maneuver in our lives, this powerful tool that we have messages coming from our soul, this powerful tool that we have direction wise in our life, our GPS, emotions, is now put on hold, and you're just going by what is logical or strategic or whatever. And so this next birth year, Saint Dymphna, she is asking us all to, this next birth year in your life, pay attention to your emotions. Practice paying attention to your emotions. Practice paying attention to your emotions. It is safe for you to admit your true feelings to yourself. This is important, because sometimes we don't want to admit it to someone else, because they're going to use it against us, or we're going to they might laugh at us, or maybe they want to humiliate us. And you tell this guy that I'm so interested in you, I don't know what to do. My feelings are so overwhelmed. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. I don't know what to do. And then they laugh at you, or they just cut you off. And you're going to be like, oh, I am not doing that again. That was a very disturbing experience. Or it can be emotional reactions to things, like out of proportion. This happened and you're reacting like that. And then afterwards, everything is fine. And you'll be like, wow, I did all of that. And it like everything was fine the whole time. And I just had this emotional outburst that went on in all directions, because I'm imagining things in my mind, making up stories, automatic triggers that is coming to the surface, automatic things. Also, if you notice these unwanted patterns within yourself, it's your subconscious talking to you. It's your subconscious. It's like, hey, I'm in under here. I'm this emotion. This is I'm trying to get up. I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to express myself. I'm trying to get this. Emotions get stuck in your body if you don't deal with them, and they get stuck in intense moments. Now you have this repeat cycle or pattern that you might repeat for the rest of your life if you don't change the patterns, or you don't go in and look at the emotions. So we have the emotions. So obviously soul is asking us to look at that. Okay, so we got emotions. We got crystal keys. Crystal keys, emotions, vibrations, and wisdom. Crystal keys and wisdom. So, okay. All these triggers popping up from the surface. So here it comes up into the head and out into the world. And it comes from like the soul. And it's coming from holding these things back, holding it down. So it's popping out. And then these are triggers. Like, so all of a sudden you just explode in anger. Or all of a sudden you start bawling. And it's just like, oh my gosh, you cry and you can't stop. It's like, oh gosh. Or just start laughing in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then you cannot hold yourself. So you just be laughing like a moron, feeling like a moron, doing weird stuff like that, emotionally out of balanced stuff in the circumstances around you. And it can be difficult to deal with these things because it can be embarrassing. People might talk about it. They might say something. So instead of avoiding these things, just allow these things to come up. There is wisdom in the triggers. So your triggers hold the answers. Your triggers hold the keys. Your triggers are the keys to internal clearance, to internal cleanup, to internal opening up for the space. Internally doing this. Our shadows are unresolved wisdom codes. So whatever is popping up is unresolved wisdom codes. And we have the wisdom here, so we're going to learn what to do. But pile number one, universe, spirit, God, consciousness, this next birth year in your life is calling you to be honest with how you feel. Write it down, journal, get familiar, put words to how you feel about things, and practice the emotions. There's a lot of wisdom in the triggers, and the triggers are if we avoid them, they will spiral out, and they are going to construct and build this world that we do not want individually, and we don't want it collectively. So cultivating and working on our presence, being present. You have to be present to understand that this emotional reaction that I just had is out of proportions to what actually happened. Now you can work on it. How can you narrow the gap between the reaction and what actually happened so that they match better, so that now you're in harmony with what is actually going on? Sometimes you just have to relearn some new patterns of emotions. If what you're coming from is very dramatic and very intense and high intensity everything, then you might have to learn those little more subtle and gentle and beautiful little thingies that is also available to us. When you cultivate the presence within yourself, it is opening you up to see what the inner workings of yourself. When you're present, you're going to notice your emotions. You're going to notice your thoughts. You're going to notice how you feel about things inside when you're present. When you're unconscious, you're going to hop around on planet Earth and not even thinking about it until maybe it pops out in a trigger, or maybe it pops out there. Most of us, I think, is not that attuned to our emotions as we are getting older in our lives and more adapted into, society roles, norms, rules and regulations, and all that stuff. So we got also the Virgin Goddess of Wisdom. So Owl Lady, she is protecting her mind, protecting her thoughts. She is ready to strike, to defend herself and fend for her position. She's protecting her heart. She's protecting her third eye. So she's completely protected to the outside world. And sometimes you can put that armor on, and you can keep that armor on, and nothing comes in and nothing goes out. If you have that armor on, you won't let love in and you won't let love out either. So you're going to hold it there. But also you can use that armor when you are out and about, and you can still be honest about how you feel underneath the surface. So figure out what is going on underneath the surface. How do you truly and honestly feel about these things? Grace and gratitude. Emotional stuff can be very disturbing. It can be very daunting. It can be very dirty. It can feel very unclean. It can feel very clean. It can feel very pure. Grace, have grace with yourself. Have grace with yourself and gratitude. So thank these triggers. Thank you so much, shame, for showing me that I am worthy of love. Thank you so much, guilt, for showing me that my personal power is actually a real thing and that I actually can do my own things without feeling guilt bound to other people to please them just because they would like that. I am not bound to that, so I can release it. Have grace with yourself. Have gratitude. Be thankful for it. Thank you, depression, for showing me how life can be very daunting if I stay and wallow in my depression instead of trying to get out of it, accept it, and acknowledge things as they are, and then have gratitude for everything, and then just move myself out of these situation. Gratitude, thankfulness. Being thankful is the modern day alchemy. It is transformative emotion. If you can, you have to feel it. You can't just say it. So in our day-to-day lives, we're like, oh, thank you so much, I'm so grateful. And then we don't really feel it. We just know how to say it. And then we just practiced what kind of voice to put on it. Like how, oh, thank you so much. And then you put extra emphasis on it. And now it really sounds like it's true. And then and then you go about doing stuff like that so other people think that you're true, but that doesn't matter. What matters is what kind of energy is coming out of you. Can you admit that feeling of gratitude and bring that up while practicing the other emotions, the other triggers? Gates of triumph. Okay, so pile number 1, this is a clear message right here that next birth year, whenever your birthday is, whenever your next cycle in life is going to start, practice your emotions. Write it down. How do you feel? How do you feel? What are different ways that you can call your feelings? How can you get familiarized with this so that you can explain it and talk about it to other people and call them and allow them to be a part of you and your life experience as well. This is also reminding to acknowledge your accomplishments. When you finally notice that, oh my gosh, I didn't know I was depressed. I didn't think about it because I hadn't thought about it since that happened back then. And then I just kind of had to move on with my life. So I just tucked it down because I wasn't ready to deal with it yet. And then maybe these emotions are coming up. Now you are in a different place. You're in a different space. And maybe now you are able to open up and to allow these things to come out. You can feel safe admitting all these emotions to yourself. It's a safe place. You can trust yourself. You can have faith in yourself, and you can do all that. It's safe for you to admit your true feelings to yourself. Okay, so we got action card, passion card, action card, movement card, fast forward movement card. You got the Queen of Cups here. Compassion, empathy is in this card. Togetherness, sharing. If this is something that you have been wanting to manifest in your life, instead of being all alone with maybe just the animals and your higher power, perhaps you've been wanting to manifest someone into your life, and emotions is going to be a key component to allowing someone. If you're gonna set speed to this attraction that you want to attract into your life, and you're gonna make it move forward really quick, and you're really excited, and oh my gosh, this is great. Yes, I do want someone in my life. Yeah, and here they are, and then oh gosh, now I have to be vulnerable. Oh my gosh, how am I gonna express that? I'm not used to talking about things with people like that. I don't even know how I feel about these things myself, and now I'm gonna try and explain it to somebody, and are they gonna understand it? And they will understand it. And it's going to create a passionate encounter. If you allow these past things to come up and you allow yourself to work on your triggers and your self-worth, if you are going to allow someone to come in and love you in their own way, with their own self, and you might look at yourself and you'll be like, well, I'm just a regular person. I'm not very adventurous. I am just doing my routines, and I'm just doing my job, and I take responsibility. I care for other people, and I do this and I do that. And if you think that those values are not important enough for another person to be falling in love with you and to be in love with you, then you have something to work on, because now you're going to block this love. Maybe that's what the other person actually loves about you. Maybe those are the qualities that are most attractive to this other person. But if you don't allow them to come in and see you and love you for that, you're going to block it. And so releasing and going with the triggers, you can see how you feel about these things when they happen. Are you allowing them or are you not? If you are allowing them, there's going to be a very passionate encounter. There's going to be more people around the table than just yourself. You might be able to cook meals together, do stuff together, be together in healthy emotional environment. And okay, so we got emotions, and now we have the Strength card, which is all about handling those big emotions. Like, if you come from depression, everything is pretty daunting and pretty stagnant and pretty stuck and pretty heavy and takes a long time, and it's just daunting and very slow, everything slow. So if you come from there and now you're like, okay, wow, this person here caught my eye. Now I'm kind of falling in love with this person, and it's real because he's actually here so now I have to deal with all of these overwhelming emotions that come into my life. And you might feel like exhilarated. You might feel like overwhelmed by this feeling that you get when this other person is in front of you, and it's difficult to handle. It can be hard to handle it. So the Strength card is all about allowing all the emotions and just letting them pass through you, and just allow yourself also have grace and gratitude for the weirdness that comes out when you're overfilled with joy, or you're just overly happy that this person is showing up in your life, or you're just overly joyous that they are looking at you that way, or like that they are even looking in your direction. And so opening up for these things is going to allow someone else to come into your life and love you for who they love you for, not who you say dictating. And there you are, big Tower moment. It might be a big change to allow things to free fall into this new experience of emotions, free falling into being in a communion with someone else, free falling into understanding that you always were a lovable person, you always were worthy, making the journals, taking the time out to transform and see what is going on underneath the surface. Is this lion, these big emotions, are you able to sit there and be okay with those big emotions and allow them to flush through, because you understand that they are only temporary anyway, and they're going to create a big change in your life for the better. And then Ace of Emotions, of course, a brand new start, brand new beginning, being vulnerable, speaking it out. This can be a person, this can be your higher power, this can be your source energy, this can be God, this can be presence, this can be a cat, this can be a dog, can be a colleague, whoever. This is allowing the emotions to come to the surface. Seeing, admitting to yourself for what is your true feelings, and admitting that to yourself. Magician. Woo. Magician. Okay. Can't hardly bend down because my legs are sore. But Magician is coming here. I dropped the card on the floor. Magician. Okay, so don't drop the ball. Like, keep on doing what you are doing. You are doing a magnificent job. So if you start this journey, your next birth year, pile number 1, you are going to be so much more in tune with your energies and what you are emitting out. So now you are going to be able to put that gratitude into work, and you're going to feel the gratitude. You're going to be able to open up and really be grateful for everything. Thanks for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever. Not even about the triggers, not even about those daunting, heavy loaded emotions that might occur in us humans. Nope, none of that. You're going to just bring in the gratitude and release and let the other things go. And then you're going to expand the success. You're going to be able to manifest what you want. So you want to know what you want. What is it that you want? Do you want this togetherness, brand new love story, brand new love story with yourself, brand new love story with another person, brand new love story with source energy, brand new love story, brand new something emotional. 10 of Cups. Okay, so being okay with the emotions that you have, allowing them to flush through you, being okay with that, sitting down, sharing that. You can share that with the other person or with a source or with whoever you're speaking to. You can share your concerns, what's bothering you, what you're afraid of. Even if it is like, you can share it and then you can open it up so that transformative things can happen. And they are happening. Once you start focusing on your triggers and you focus on and you put awareness to it, what you are aware of, you can change it and take charge of your life again. So we have the Magician going from the Magician, manifesting the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups, here they are together in the water. They are unconditional love underneath the rainbow in the waters together, complementing each other. Not fulfilling each other, complementing each other, making a strong team, making a strong union. And here they are comforting each other. Here they are complementing each other, holding each other, being together but alone, and together having your individuality but being together. Passionate, emotionally, unconditional love. I want what's best for you and you want what's best for me. We want what is best for each other. And so we're trying to make that happen. And so that we can grow together, we can be our best selves and bring out and go through the great gates of triumph. Manifest that life. Page of Cups. Who knows, maybe you got so good at manifesting that now you can even manifest a little fish in your cup. Or perhaps you've been going around in circles, in the same circle a long time, and it's just a pattern, you just got used to it. This can be a brand new learning something about love that you did not know before. Perhaps you found this, you manifested this beautiful union into your life. And now you are going forward, learning about this new experience, what it's going to teach you, what it's going to give you, what you're going to give the other person. And finding the wisdom in our triggers, not being afraid of it, using the wisdom, seeing things from a higher perspective. Usually when you have a higher perspective, you will also have gratitude and compassion for that person, for whatever it is that you have been going through that caused you to close off your emotions in the first place. Have compassion with that person and find it in your heart to be vulnerable with that person too that had to go through that stuff. Generosity and sharing, caring. Having built enough time, money, resources that now you can share it with others. Perhaps you have gone through all these cups and these emotions and these transformations within yourself that you can now allow your passion and your emotions to take the driver's seat a little bit. And you can be generous with people. You can go out, you can do charity work, or you can do figure out a way, non-profit, or figure out a way that you can now share with the people around you. Perhaps you learned something here that you can turn into wisdom, and now you can share it with other people. You're going to have to make a choice though. You are going to, this next birth year, pile number 1. Everything that you want, everything that you dream about is available to you, but you are going to have to make a choice. Are you going to stay unconscious? Are you going to allow your triggers, your shadow, to just pop out in your life on random occasions? So you have to make a choice. You can do that. You can continue on just the way that you are. There's nothing wrong with that. You can go on, you can live your life just the way you are, and you can stay fully unconscious until you die. That's okay. That's a choice you can make. But you can also make a choice that, no, I don't want to be unconscious to the way I die. Because when I'm unconscious, all the stuff that I'm not happy with, it's there right below the surface. I'm just trying to not notice it, or I'm just trying to keep on with my life and not delving into it or diving into it. And so perhaps it is this next birth cycle, perhaps the biggest birthday gift that you can give yourself, pile number 1, is to say to yourself that I want to awaken to who I truly am. I want my soul to take my driver's seats, and I want my energy and my soul to dictate where I go in my life, because I want my life to be good. I want to know myself so that I can also understand you and others. And I want to go down this path of self-discovery, of awakening, finding the present moment, being at peace in the present moment. Feeling that joy of being, of just being, finding the peace of just being. Making that choice for yourself, pile number 1, is going to be the best birthday gift. You're drawn to this pile. It will be the best birthday gift that you can give yourself for this next coming part of your journey. To make the decision that I am going to choose awakening. And I'm going to figure out how to do that so that I can be my vibrant, beautiful self. Pile number 1, that was your reading. If you liked it, if you want to give me a thumbs up, I appreciate it. If you want to subscribe to the channel, I would love to have you. And you would be notified when I upload other things. It's always about healing. I upload different types of media. It's about healing. It's about inner journey. It's about awakening. It's about finding your presence. And it's about finding your place in the world. The beautiful light in me, it honors, respects, and loves the same beautiful light in you. And until next time, namaste. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the card Child. I'm asking, so what we're asking here today, so this next birth year, this next part of your journey, what is it that if you implemented or if you put some focus on this particular thing, you would be way closer to your highest potential? You got drawn to this card of Child. It says child. Okay, so maybe this is calling you to be as a child. Or perhaps it's like having this childlike faith. Everything is going to be just fine. I know 100% sure that everything is going to be just fine. And with having this childlike faith, you are going to attract in a completely different vibration. You're going to be okay with the outcomes, whatever comes. You're going to have this childlike faith that you know that everything always works out in your favor. And you know that everything always works out what is best for you. And you have this faith, and this faith is going to bring in a vibration that is going to attract good stuff into your life just from that alone. Paying attention to your child. Do you have a child that is maybe off the grid a little bit? Do you have a child that you have to, maybe you should reach out to them? Do you have a child, maybe you should ask them if there's anything they need, anything that you can do for them. Perhaps this next year in your life is the year that you want to mend broken bridges with your child. This can be, it can be a new child coming in to your life. Also, this can be a child in your care. Perhaps there is a child around you that you see them and you can see that they're hurting, or you can see that there's something off. Maybe you can reach out to them and be a guiding light for them. There might be a child on the way into your life. So perhaps this next cycle in your life, you're going to become a mother, or maybe you're going to become a stepmother, or maybe you have something coming into your life in a friend. Maybe there's a friend who has a child that you're going to get connected to. A child might come into your life. This can be about helping children in general. Perhaps you want to get education that is aimed towards helping children. Perhaps you want to be an advocate for children. Perhaps you want to be able to help heal the children. Children are so interesting because children, when you look at a child and you look at their eyes, you look in their eyes, you can see the presence in them. They haven't been taught to be unconscious yet. So the children, they can recognize presence. So if you can cultivate presence within yourself, and then you can meet the child with the presence, you're going to allow them to grow up in a more present way than would have been possible if it's a lawnmower. I might have to pause it. It can also be a child in heaven is happy and doing well and is sending you a message of love. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause it because there's gonna be very loud lawnmower going here, so I'll be back. So, pile number 2, picking it back up again. Get quiet out here. So, child, this next birth year, there is something with the child in your surroundings. Can be that you are, also it can be communications in different ways. Seeing life in a childlike way, like being in awe of things. Or we got Starseer. Starseer. Ladder. Walking up the ladder towards your star. Got divine expansion. We got a wise leader, a beacon for others. Pile number 2. So the Starseer card. This is like getting clearance, getting clarity, not clearance, clearance rack. This is about getting, being clear about what is your path. What is the greater path that you can do? Your intuition, your holistic journey, like you're manifesting dreams. It's about the journey not going as planned, but rather giving an outcome way beyond your hopes and expectations. Outdated doors are going to close. Outdated doors are going to close. And how ready are you? Like, this is like, ask yourself, how ready are you to manifest? How ready are you? Like the distance between your current life and the one that you dream about. How ready are you to bring this into being? If you keep believing in yourself, believe in yourself, keep believing, divine expansion, like, where do you see yourself? What is it that you would like to accomplish? Perhaps this is someone that has been working on something since they were a child. Perhaps your whole life is like pointing you in this one direction to manifest the greatest dream that you have, to put that into being. This is about divine expansion. Expect awakenings, realizations, personal epiphanies. And these things can be joyous, they can be also terrifying, because it is demanding you to let go of an old way of thinking and live empowered and awake. So this is challenging you to go out of the unconsciousness that we be trained to in our childhoods, and to open it back up in the awakening. Open it back up to this childlike wonder, that you can see the world through a child's eyes again, that you can see, like, you watch the water, you watch any and all of that, you see, you just see, you watch in the water, you see the sparkles on the water, you see the little waves in the water. You can, it makes you feel soothed, it makes you feel peaceful. You are appreciating the world around you, the birds bathing in the bird bath, or the birds feeding on your feeder. And you can appreciate these little things, the simple things in life, and appreciating those things, being joyous, opening up, allowing this to be a way in your life. And Zeus is like coming out with powerful light and divine expansion. Powerful light and divine expansion. So this one here, character, he pure intense, blinding lightning, so powerful that it actually can consume the other ones. This is about being so awakened, being so pure, being so full of light, being so full of the gifts of the divine, that when other people see you through their darkness, through their eyes of unconsciousness, you might consume them. You might consume the darkness in them. You might consume the stuckness in them. You might consume all of that. Divine expansion is a spark of life holding the limitless space of heavens. This is the universe guiding you to your higher goals. So this is someone seeing their higher purpose. So this next birth year in your life, this next part of your journey in your life, you are going to be able to see your highest purpose. You're going to find clarity in the greater path. And so you're going to see what it is that you are going to want to do and how you are going to want to present it. And the light and the divine spark that you are carrying within you is a beacon for others. So the wise leader is showing up here. And this is throwing away old ways of being stuck up, doing all the same routines, being always the same way, showing up in the same role every day for the rest of your life, always the same role. Pile number 2, this next birth year, this next part of your journey is going to be way more childlike appreciation. Way more, you're going to see the greater good. You're going to see what is needed from your experience. What is it that is uniquely yours that you can present and give to the world? And you're going to show up as a wise leader and be a beacon for others. You are carrying wisdom and radiance that inspires others. This is a good time to step into your power, step into leadership. You are ready. So grab the right, make decisions. So grab the reins of your life and make decisions. Even if you don't know, if you're not sure about it, just make decisions anyway. It is what a leader does, make decisions. Grab the reins of your life on your terms and hold the inner strength and grace. Let it guide the way for others. So this is like, grab the reins of your own expression. Grab the reins of your own experience. Grab the reins of your own childhood memories. Grab the reins of being a protector for the little ones in this unconscious world that is teaching kids to be completely unconscious before they start school. So be a beacon for others. Be someone who can teach and show the way for awakening, for being present here on planet Earth and getting out of that the density of the unconsciousness. Grab the reins of life on your terms and hold the inner strength and the grace. Let it guide the way for others. Don't live to please others to the detriment of your own needs. This is not what a leader does. A leader does not people please others. A leader goes strongly in their own direction with their own purpose, their own sense of higher self, their own purpose, their own mission. And a leader moves first and then other people can follow. That's what a leader does. A leader doesn't stop in their tracks and be like, oh no, maybe I offended so-and-so over there. I think I'm going to have to reroute my direction. Or maybe, oh my gosh, now so-and-so feel really affected by what I just said. And so I'm going to change my way. No, you can't do that. That is not what a leader does. A leader does what a leader does and stands firm in their own integrity and their own ways. And so that you can show others and live with no regrets. Live without regrets. It's lessons. You learn from it. You grow from it. You're good. Got the 7 of Pentacles. Growth. Something is about to be harvested. So perhaps you have been putting a lot of thought into what your path is going to be. Perhaps you have been putting it into structure. You've been thinking about how you can create something out of this. And now you have some kind of put into action and it's going to show rewards. You have to say goodbye to something though. You have to say goodbye to something. And this is like saying goodbye to the old ways of the black and white, the no colors, saying goodbye to being unconscious, saying goodbye to just walking around on planet Earth, doing what you think you're supposed to do, following the rules that you think you are supposed to follow, whatever they may be. These might be things that they taught you in their childhood. It can be things that you're better off without. So leaving something in the back, moving away from something, ending something. Ending something is going to begin something really beautiful for you. The 10 of Cups. So this could be like a marriage. Here in this situation is a marriage. It's someone coming together, enjoy happiness and bliss. And so saying goodbye to being unconscious, saying goodbye to being on your own, perhaps moving forward with your purpose, being in a communion, a commitment with your purpose. And we have transformation, huge transformation coming in or going on. And also intuition. So your journey is going to, this next year of your life, pile number 2, bringing out this childlike wonder again, bringing out this childlike joy again, is going to transform everything. It's going to transform everything. And once you start to open and see your greater path, you are going to be able to use your intuition and co-create with the universe. You are going to be able to co-create with the universe, and you are going to bring into fruition. And then we got the Muse of Emotions, which is also a beautiful, beautiful message. And I do apologize again for the Muse. So it's the King of Emotions is showing up. So, okay, huge transformation. Use your intuition and show up as someone assertive, someone who can stand up with compassion, with their assertiveness, having compassion, teaching others, showing others the way, being emotional, being in tune with your emotions, so that you can see, you have the freedom to feel all the emotions. And discovering yourself as this. Also the childlike emotions, the childlike wonder, the childlike joy, the childlike excitement. Oh my gosh, you're waking up on Christmas morning and oh my gosh, it's so exciting. And then meeting life like that, showing up in life like that, is going to give you a whole completely new layer of meaning in your life. And bringing that back up again now is going to expand your life divinely. You're going to open up to all these things, and then be that beacon for other people, that King of Cups, that mastering of emotions, being compassionate, being assertive, showing others the way with a compassionate but firm and a hand of integrity. Meditatively. Being in touch with your desires and balanced and peaceful emotions. Being balanced. And we got the King of Wands, the King of Passion. The Five of Cups. The Five of Pentacles. So this might be, this next coming year is like, ignite the passion. Walk to the beat of your own drum. Keep walking to the beat of your own drum. And use whatever disappointments that you have had in your past. Use that in your future as the flowers that you are guiding people by. Use your own experiences of disappointment. Use your own experiences of grief. Use your own experiences of losing something. Use your experiences to ignite a beacon of hope for others, so that they can maybe transform their life into something better as well. Also use the feeling of being left out in the cold, like you are caged in, like your flower, your worth, your self-worth. What does it do if you do not allow it to blossom? If you cage it in and you hold it there because your doubts and your insecurities, then what is going to happen with it? It's going to wither and die. But if you allow this cage to open up, and you allow your body to open up, you allow this to open up, and this can be like started, this whole process, you can start it with like childlike wonder. You can be, oh my gosh, wow, I wonder how I can get out of this prison that I've created for myself. Or like, wow, I wish how can I best be rooted within myself. You can use all the experience that you have here, because you're going from like being very practical, being very in the earth, being connected, going into this deeper layer. So this is the surface layer. And then you're like, whoa, I have this higher purpose here. I don't know what to do with that. Well, Zeus is here, divine expansion with the transformation, creating the transformation, creating, opening up your ability to see things that are not said. So now you can see the energies that is going on, or maybe you can feel the souls around you. You can feel like the vibrance and the aliveness of things around you. And you'll receive messages because you clear out your thinking. So you're not completely lost in your thoughts anymore. You're not unconscious. You're not just walking around in your unconscious thinking, just doing things repetitively or doing them on a repeat. You are being intuitive and you're listening to your gut feeling. You are being that leader who dares to trust themselves. Because you have to transform from being like what everybody thinks that you should be or should become, and then you have to transform into yourself, your own integrity, your own knowing. You know that you know that you know. So you know these things. You have experienced loss. You have experienced being left out in the cold. You have experienced being on the streets. You have experienced being poor. You have experienced having money. You have experienced having love in your life. You have experienced losing the love in your life. You have experienced all these things. And that's what's going to make you this wise, beautiful leader that can guide others and help others on their way. Queen of Pentacles showing up. Pile number 2. This next year, birth year of your life, if you put some effort into, be aware that there might be a child coming into your way. This might be a child in heaven speaking to you. This might be a child that you have in your life somewhere or some way in your life this can be a child. Maybe you're going to be working with children. Maybe you're going to be a leader for children. Divine expansion, you're going to get clarity. Maybe this is some area that you need to look at and see if that is a good fit for you. Maybe children is something that would be great for you to work with, and you could teach them things and be a leader and a beacon and help them grow up in a better way. So the next birth year, if you are following this guidance, these next 12 months of your journey, if you are following this guidance and taking a deeper look at yourself, surface self is good, but also saying goodbye to these things that the world is like expecting of you. They think that you should be doing this and this is the outcome. This is what you should be doing. You should settle down. And then maybe you're saying goodbye to that and you're going to ignite the passion. You're going to let the phoenix rise. You are going to light and ignite your fire, your childlike wonder. You're going to let this child, maybe that was repressed, suppressed or depressed or that wasn't allowed to come out, you're going to allow that child to come out and play. And with that comes a huge transformation. And divinely guided, trust that you are divinely guided. You have the ability to take in information that other people might not hear it or see it, but you're able to take it in and put it out into this world. And so the King of Cups is a great energy, and the King of Wands. So you have the passion, you have the emotion. That's a wise leader. That is a wise leader, and you can take all of your experiences that you have had before in your life. You can turn them into wisdom, turn them into the beacon for others. You understand how difficult it can be. You understand what kind of transformational steps you have to take to overcome that person who is feeling like that, to grow into that person. You understand what it takes to have this person feeling left out in the cold and not worthy of anything. And you know what it takes to have that person grow into someone who is worthy, who is compassionate and strong and standing up for others. And the Queen of Pentacles, being good with managing your resources, being good with taking care of the time that you have, managing your resources. And the Death card is in this here twice. So there is absolutely a possibility for a huge transformation. And I think pile number 2, if you focus on what would be your highest purpose and how can you expand yourself in the divine, like how can you feel more gratitude, compassion, love, all that stuff, and all that being present in the moment. How can you do these things and be more childlike and have a more childlike wonder and have a more childlike experience while you are here on planet Earth? Sometimes these doors from the past, the hopes and dreams that we held, maybe the commitments that we made, we might have to just let them go in order for this transformation to be able to take place. And also transforming ourselves from the disappointments, from being left out in the cold, into understanding that those were behaviors that might have been taught to you while you was a child. And they taught you and they told you that this is who you are, this is what your life is. And then, of course, as a child, you're going to believe in that. Until you don't believe in that anymore and you say goodbye to it, you are allowing something new to get born. You're trusting your intuition, the queen, the king of emotions. And so Death card is twice, huge transformation. Pile number 2, it can be a very exciting year, this next birth year in your life. Perhaps you will find some kind of life purpose with children involved some way, one way or the other. You're definitely going to transform your life. You're going to get the wealth in. You're going to be able to attract money. You're going to be able to attract wealth and what you need. And you're going to be able to transform your life. You have been transforming your life so much that now you can be that wise leader and you can step up and you can show up for others and you can make decisions. And even if you're uncertain of what to do, you're going to make a decision anyway because you are a leader and that is what leaders do. So pile number 2, that was your reading. If you liked it, if you want to give me a thumbs up, I do appreciate it. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, you will be notified when I upload other messages. My messages are always aimed to personal healing, to letting go of old traumas, to bringing in the new, allowing that new to grow in yourself so that you can become the best version of yourself as you can be and have the best experience here on planet Earth as you can. The beautiful light in me, it honors, it respects, and it loves that same beautiful light in you. And until next time, namaste. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. Your highest, so what is this next birth year? This next part of your journey, pile number 3. If you put some effort into this message here today, if you put some effort into that, and you put your focus on that, it will help you get to the next level. It will help you level up in your life, and it'll help you to get to your next level in your journey. You were drawn to this card of forgiveness, and forgiveness is such a beautiful thing. It can be so difficult sometimes. Forgiveness is not about saying that what you did to me is okay. You can do it again, or like what you did to me, it wasn't a bad thing, or that's not what it's about. Forgiveness is just like not allowing this situation or person, place, thing to take all of that energy from you. All the thinking that you be doing on these people, all the energy you send their way. So the forgiveness card here with Saint Mary Magdalene is saying that let go of your resentments, judgments, and your anger. And it also is saying here that you already know who to forgive. It is the first person that comes to mind. Whoever that is for you, release the toxins of anger. It does not make the action right. It doesn't make what they did right. It's just to protect yourself. Forgiveness is like a refreshing, healing shower of love, cleansing you inside and out. It will give you back. If you focus this next 12 months of your life, you focus on forgiving people. You focus on forgiveness, letting things go, allowing them to surface and then let go. Instead of holding it and be thinking about it, begrudging it, be thinking about it, begrudging it, holding it there. Instead of that, just acknowledge it. Allow yourself to feel that way and then let it go. It will give you energy. It'll give you stamina. It'll give you high self-esteem. And you are going to just pop out like this flower of confidence and strength and grace and beauty and all the good stuff. So forgiveness, pile number 3, forgive me for saying this, is very important in your journey, in your leveling up. If you want to become a better version of yourself or a higher version of yourself, you're sick and tired of the low vibrational stuff that is going on and all the drama and the judgments, the competitiveness, all that petty stuff that people are doing all the time on the side. You're sick and tired of it. You want something authentic. You want it to be real, and you want to level up so that you can reach a higher level of divinity and purity within yourself. Your life is going to transform. And we got Solaris, Sublime with fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Bringing harmony to the light and dark balance. So the fire is putting light to everything. Now you're going to see the dark, you're going to see the light, and it's okay to be okay with both. So you can be okay with both. You can be okay with being that forgiving person, but you can also be okay with being that angry person and find the balance between the light and the dark and finding the balance there so that you find yourself in the middle. And you can find your grounding and you can find your balance. So because by loving and appreciating all of ourselves, the good, the bad, the ugly, the cute, the nasty, the appropriate, all these different levels and different things that we all have it in us. So the fire, by loving and accepting all of ourselves, you're going to ignite your own passion. So forgive yourself for everything that you never did, or forgive yourself for everything that you did, or forgive yourself for everything that you thought you might want to do, and forgive yourself for everything you thought you didn't want to do, and forgive yourself for all of that. Forgive yourself for being human on planet Earth and trying the best you can with the tools that you had at the moment. Ignite the fire anyway. Do it anyway and light yourself up in a good way. You're going to walk around with a lot of passion. You're going to have this drive within yourself, going to be able and courageous enough to ignite this passion. You are going to be able and you're going to find your motivation. Yes, now you have your passion, you have the drive, you're going to find your motivation, and transformation will occur. So this is great cards for like this next birth year. Making sacrifices. This guy here, Prometheus, he made some sacrifices for the humankind. He sacrificed himself for the greater good. So if they could hang him upside down or whatever, and then he would bring light to the humans. So he wanted to ignite flames to give passion to the humans. He was a rebel, like a hero and a champion for humankind. So he's not accepting the old ways of doing things. He is not accepting the tedious, robotic ways of being. He is not accepting all this being whirled up and twirled up in like unconscious thinking. He is not accepting any of that. He is putting the light to. And being a rebel, a love rebel, can be a good thing. It's a sacrifice for a higher gain is at hand. This could be if you want to level up and find your fire and you want to forgive everything that happened in the past and start on a clean slate this next birth year of your life. Pile number 3. Fire, igniting the fire. It can be scary at first because it's going to be different from being dead inside. When you ignite your fire, all of a sudden you're going to be caring about things. You're going to be passionate about things. You're going to want to do things. You're going to be drawn to things, and you're going to be pulled in certain directions. And so making sacrifices for the highest good is going to be also something that with this, so making sacrifices for the highest good comes in many ways. And so it can be, maybe you'll have to sacrifice your comfort. Maybe you have to feel discomfort for a little bit if you want to level up. Perhaps you are going to have to sacrifice your safety for a little while. Perhaps you need to sacrifice your pride and just go for that thing that you wanted to do, even though it might not be the way that you had envisioned it. Perhaps you need to let go of the need of instant gratification in the form of like money, attention, approval, and be like, I'm going to do that because if I do that, I'm going to get a lot of attention. Well, I'm not going to listen to my inner self. I'm rather going to go in that direction and do that because then I'll get a lot of money. Or I'm just going to go in that direction so that I can get all the attention. I want everyone to look at me always. I will always want to be the attention. Otherwise, I feel bad. And so perhaps you can make sacrifices. When you ignite the inside light and that internal flame, when you ignite that, you are going to stand out anyway. So the attention, you're going to get all this stuff. But you might have to feel like you give it up in order to gain it more. So if you're going to sacrifice your ego for a higher purpose, so ask yourself, what do you believe in? What do you believe in? What do you believe in? Are you bored? Do you feel stuck? Are you too comfortable? Or have you lost like a sense of greater meaning in your life? How can you find a greater meaning in your life again? How can you ignite the fire and trust that there is something greater than us that is here on planet Earth? Joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. Forgiveness. Sometimes the resentments and the stuff like it'll block your joy. So you're gonna have a blockage in your heart if you are very upset with something that happened in the day. And then you are going to have a blockage in your system, so that now you can't really experience that greater joy and you can't really experience that greater peace, because you already have the blockages from before, that you're holding on to the resentments, you're holding on to the anger. Oh no, I'm not going to let it go because that's not okay what they did. Sometimes even if people violate you at the worst, in the worst ways possible, you have to be okay with maybe not ever getting an excuse or an apology or ask for forgiveness. You might not ever get that from the people, but forgive anyway. Go within yourself, do yourself the favor and let it go anyway, because this is about your journey. And these people that may withhold their apologies, they might withhold their admitting that they did something wrong. Whatever they do, that's on their karma account. They might have to come back another lifetime to take care of that. But you don't have to worry about that, because you're going to forgive anyway. And you're going to make that sacrifice. Or maybe that's your comfort zone of always walking around being angry and feeling betrayed. And then you'll have to let that go. But what's going to come out in the aftermath of that is going to be joy and delight. And so you don't know that, because your ego is a-hole sometimes. And the egos, they want to keep you stuck in these forms. So like name, age, geography, all these marketing tools, all these categories, the labels that we have. And then it's like, the soul, maybe you have to sacrifice all these things that you believe about yourself to really find your heart, to find the joy and delight that always was and always is within you. And it always comes from being true to your soul. Say yes to the fire. Say yes to be ignited. Say yes this next birth year of your life. Forgive whatever it is that you need to forgive. You know who this person is. Work through it. Work through it, feel it, go through it, own it, be okay with it, let it go, clear it from your energy so that you can open up for the fire and you can make these sacrifices in your life to open up for something way, way better, something beyond your expectations, beyond what you thought you could possibly do, and open this heart up for joy and delight. And this is also a reminder to do the things that gives you joy and to be feeling joyful and thankful for the journey. And speaking of journey, we have the Fool setting out confidently, walking out into the world, going on in a park, looks like here, walking in a park. Here is someone working on their craft, having little helpers around there, little magical beings. Perhaps that's how you can reconnect with a feeling of something greater than yourself. to allow the gratitude of how things come together sometimes, setting out on this new journey, starting to create the things that give you joy. And once you start creating the things that give you joy, sometimes you have to forgive whoever it is in your past that is holding the sadness in place in you. Once you let it go and you forgive them, now you can focus on the craft. You can focus on your passion. You can focus on what you want to create and put into this world and create something beautiful, and also open it up for joy and delight, which is a much better situation to be in than to be completely wrapped up in your own thoughts, kicking yourself in the legs, not cleaning up after yourself, being angry with yourself, saying to yourself you can't do it, saying to yourself I'm not good at that, self-sabotaging, trying out this new journey, self-sabotaging because you didn't forgive someone, or like you didn't forgive them for telling you that you were not worthy of anything. They told you that you couldn't do anything, you're too stupid. They told you couldn't do anything, you're too fat. They told you couldn't do anything because you don't have the brain capacity to do that, or whatever. And then now you're believing in that, unless of course you go back there and you forgive them. Forgive them. They know not what they do. They're unconscious. They didn't know what they were teaching. And you are going to take back your power and ignite the fire. Because why would you not take back that childlike, this child angel? Like bringing that back into your current so that you can walk out on this new journey with a light heart. You can set out and create your beautiful creations with no guilt, no shame, no sadness around it. Now you can create from joy. You can bring the joy into what you do and work on those negative thought patterns, these negative thought patterns. Got the 10 of Cups. Happiness, joy, and bliss. Everything that you dreamed, everything that you want in your life is at your disposal. Once you're working through these things, like once with the forgiveness and you ignite your passions, your life is going to take off. And the Knight of Shining Armor is here. We got the 10 of Emotion, overflowing cup, joy, bliss, loving life. So forgiveness, forgive me, pile number 3 again, for being rude. But you have to forgive whatever it is that is in your life. You need to forgive it, because once you do that and you forgive yourself also for talking to yourself in such a rude way, shush. And we get the 9 of Cups here with wish fulfillment. And you're going to get the wish fulfilled whether you are thinking about all the things you can't do, and you're going to get the wish fulfilled whether you think you can do everything. So be very mindful of what is going on in your mind. Forgiveness, clean slate. Perhaps you have to sacrifice the Debbie Downer syndrome, that I'm very comfortable being miserable, so I'm going to stay miserable. I'm going to try and make everybody else miserable. Unless, of course, you forgive yourself for that, and then you clear slate and you're going to be letting it go, allowing the beautiful things to come into your life. Got the Knight of Wands. Taking action and passion, passionate action, playful action. Sometimes impulsive action might be something to just be mindful of, so that impulsiveness can be good, and it can be also creating stuff that you have to deal with afterwards. At the 10 of Wands. So even this beautiful, beautiful journey, you have picked all the flowers, you have all the wisdom and everything, and it's loaded up on your back, and you have all these, not necessarily burdens, but all these lessons, all these things that you have been carrying for your whole life. Perhaps there are thoughts that you need to hold on to everything that you encounter so you don't lose it. Or a fear of abandonment, you don't want to let go of things. So when you have it, you hold it really tightly. It can be these things. So forgiveness, going in there, clearing the slate out. Being okay with, like, Mary Magdalene. She was like Jesus's probably maybe best friend. Maybe they were more than friends, who knows. And she was coming from a lower social status that was completely, in the eyes of society, it would be completely weird that they would even have a connection. The Son of God and then this whore over there or whatever. And so forgiveness for what life taught you, forgiveness for what you have been going through in your life, understanding that the value comes not from the things that you did, but who you are as a soul, sacrificing those old things, sacrificing those old patterns that we have picked up along the way. And so, and also understanding that you have the energy, you have the time, you have the resources that you need to complete this journey. Yes, and the world is showing up, as I said, complete this journey. So the world card is here. That is about like ending a cycle. So the Fool setting out here with the forgiveness. So this might be the next year of your life, your birth life. So what is this next year? Forgiveness. When you forgive, you're going to open yourself up for joy and delight. When you forgive, you're going to be able to ignite the passion within yourself. When you forgive, you might have to go below the surface and see the soul of a person, know who that person is in the society, what kind of job description, rank, what kind of gender, what kind of geography or whatever. All that is ego stuff. So you might have to sacrifice your ego for the highest good, for the greater good, for the understanding of what is underneath. And you're going to learn to know yourself. You're going to learn to know yourself with the Eight of Swords here and the thought patterns that is hindering you in moving forward. Because the 10 of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the 9 of Cups, got all these wish fulfillments, all these emotional good things coming into fruition with, in hindsight, of the forgiveness. Got the Knight of Wands, passionate. You're almost done with this heavy burdens, with going through all these changes, going through all these things in your life, and you're almost to the end of the journey. And when you are, you have completed a big cycle that is going to set you up for a lot of beautiful things. It's going to set you up for leadership. It's going to set you up for having compassion with people who have done things and been on journeys in their life that was out of their control maybe. And then you're going to be able to see them with compassion. You're going to be able to see them with empathy and care. And take charge in your situation and be a leader. And the Emperor. Boundaries. Setting boundaries around yourself. Setting boundaries about in your life. Knowing where your boundaries are. Having structure in your life, having a plan. So you set out on this forgiveness journey, this opening up for the internal passion, for igniting your own passion, your own desires. And pile number 3, this is a beautiful year to come. And it all just starts with the forgiveness. That's how you set out on this beautiful new journey. Journal it, write about it. Find a way that you can make friends with whatever happened. Maybe look at what the gifts that it gave you, even though it was tough and it was hard and all that stuff. You are going to be able to figure it out, and you're going to be able to figure out how to forgive, so you can leave that in the past. And now you can rise back up as this assertive, caring, empathetic, kind version of yourself that was always there underneath the hurt, underneath the self-sabotaging, underneath the ego is always the soul, the beauty, and everything. Pile number 3, that was your reading. If you liked it, if you want to give me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can do that. You will be notified when I upload things. The things that I upload are always, my intention is always about healing. It's about overcoming things that are within ourselves that we might not even know about it, how to find it, how to overcome it, so that you can shed layers of yourself that you don't want to carry with you anymore, and you can complete cycles with that stuff. And it's like magic. It takes work, but when it works, it is like magic, and it's just a beautiful journey. And the beautiful light in me, it honors, respects, and it loves the same beautiful light in you. Until next time, namaste.